The storm always brings catastrophe and leaves always behind the very self-devastating scenario. And it takes lifetime many times, to overcome those losses. Imagine a person who has been working painstakingly uh, uh, for achieving something, and because of XYZ reason, he loses everything, whatever he has earned, the money, the name, the goodwill, the respect, everything. And most important, he loses himself in his own eyes, and many times he gets into the depression to the extent that he feels like committing suicide. The storm. I'm talking about the 60-second storm, the emotional storm. Most of us get victimized of that storm. We fall prey, and we don't know how to deal with that, right? Very few people are able to first see that storm and avoid that storm. Some people are in the storm as an eye of the storm. They remain awake in the storm, and they are able to diffuse the storm and remain unaffected like any Buddha. And as I said, most of us get swept away by the storm. So, how to remain awake in the storm, be an eye in that storm, so that the storm doesn't take you over. If you touch upon the two aspects, the physiological and the psychological aspect, though it's all about psychological game, but then how to pivot this game. And I would say physiology also plays an important role. Suppose you are angry and you are into an environment which is so hot, and you are eating which aggravates those emotions in you, the intoxication I'm talking about, or maybe something which is very different, which can flare up your emotions, negative emotions, then it worsens the case, right? So physiological aspect, you need to recognize, identify, pinpoint what is making you from angry to angrier or angriest, right? I don't know if these words exist, but just to give that kind of a degree, I'm talking about. So, and definitely this anger becomes hate, and it leads to violence and vengeance and all that, and we keep glorifying and all that. And we have so many those excuse banners under the name of moral response, but actually everything is about the ego game, this ego drive. So physiologically you need to keep that in mind. Are you taking enough rest? Are you exercising? Are you able to activate those happy hormones? And so happy mind cannot commit a suicide. Happy mind, a satisfied mind, a happy mind, they cannot kill someone, right? Have you seen that happy person who is in a state of utter happiness as of now, and he is thinking to commit suicide? There should be no reason for it. The prelude for suicide is depression. Depression, where you think there is no light the other side of the tunnel. There is hopelessness state, and then in the name of face saving or something, like you would like to get rid of this world. Psychologically, is it possible, suppose you are too good in setting the goals and the targets, and that willpower you have or determination you have, can you make this kind of an affirmation that for next 21 encounters with people, could be at family front or maybe at professional front, that you will remain non-reactive, whatever the discussion is, whatever the argument is. Maybe you will avoid the argumentative kind of situations, or in case if there is unavoidable argument, then you will not react. You will remain cool, calm, composed, and you will respond in most positive way, most healthiest way. See what happens. Maybe like psychologists say that 21 days, or this number is 21, like something. Maybe you'll realize the energy which used to get into anger, it's the same energy which becomes an observer, and the same energy becomes anger, same energy becomes something else. So is that energy which you don't allow to become an anger, but you utilize that energy to be an observer, right? And see what happens. Maybe you will become very, very sharp observer and very cool, and you will remain cool because you are not able to deplete that energy. So when energy is not depleted, you remain undivided, undistracted, right? So see what happens. Because if you ask me, whatever the knowledge or the wisdom you have, it can be intellectual stuff or maybe spiritual intelligence or spiritual arriving, whatever you call it, is basically to remain undisturbed, emotionally stable, in that situation. Because the conditioning is not this life. I'm not talking about the conventional construct of past lives, but I'm talking about that whatever we are today, the brain we carry, the body we carry, we got from our parents, and our parents got from their parents, and so on and so forth, from the ancestors, right? So whatever the genetic makeup we have, because the brain, the various functions of the brain, the amygdala, which is the brain processing unit of emotions, it's a storehouse of all those memories, right from our ancestors, which we have inherited. This brain, it's that fight and flight situation. So whenever we are thrown into that kind of an encounter of, a danger situation, we have this fight or flight choice. Yeah, go very deep. We have to take a deep dive. We have to de-layer all those things, and we need to unravel, unearth what actually causes, the fear, or maybe the anger, or maybe love, all those things. And then we need to find ourselves. Ourselves, maybe someone can call it a space consciousness, or this all-pervading consciousness, energy, whatever we are. I call it as nothingness. Nothingness, but it has an innate potential of becoming anything. Yeah. So is it possible to overcome amygdala? And I think it is quite possible. It is quite possible. Out of my experience, I would say, maybe you can think of meditation or any activity which can be helpful for you to remain awake. Yeah, maybe certain affirmations. It can be anything which you feel like. Maybe music therapy or anything. Whatever clicks to you, whatever works for you.